Welcome to Yoga and Meditation with Alisa. And today we're going to do a quick Yin Yoga class focusing on grounding, yoga for grounding. So you're going to need your mat and a cushion for your mat or a blanket, a block, and a yoga strap. If you have a long one, that's the best kind, but any yoga strap will do. So go grab all your props and meet me back at the mat. Welcome back. So today we're going to do some quick yoga poses for grounding, to help us ground and feel connected to that earth energy, which in traditional Chinese medicine, that's the element actually of summer. So the first pose we're going to do is coming into Seiza. If you remember, Seiza is when you sit on your heels, basically. If you need to prop up, then what you'll do is you can put something between your heels and your buttocks. So it can be as high as you need it to be. We don't want to have any pain in your knees. So as high as is necessary for you so that you can sit comfortably. I don't need anything, so I'm not going to. We're going to do this for about 3 minutes. So go ahead and get in your posture. And simultaneously, we're going to extend through the chest by taking our hands, clasping them, and placing them behind our head, and just kind of letting our head rest in our hands. So you should be feeling this in the target area of the toes and the top of the feet, the ankles, some stretching in the kneecap, but not the interior part of the knee. And certainly the quads, right? The quads are the top of your thigh, the muscles over the top of your thigh. And then with this stretch through the arms, you should be feeling some stretching through the abdomen, as well as through the shoulder blades and the armpits. So just sit back here. You can close your eyes. If you're feeling it in all those target areas, and it's quite a bit of target areas, right? I named quite a few. That's how you know you're doing the posture correctly. Why are we including our arms in this posture? Well, the two meridians, according to traditional Chinese medicine, the pair that lives in the earth element is stomach and spleen. So we are actually stimulating the stomach and spleen through the abdomen, also through the quads. Now the stretch through the shoulders and the armpit and the neck area here, that is what's known as the triple heater. And that particular meridian is in charge of regulating all of the qi in the body. One more luscious breath here. Let your arms come down, and we're going to gracefully transition out of all of our yoga postures today. We're not going to just jump into the next posture. So gracefully transitioning out of that, and we're going to come into dragon. If you remember, I have some tutorials on the different archetypal poses in Yin Yoga. Dragon is the basically the lunge with your knee on the ground. So this is also referred to as up dragon. I like to use a block. I'm going to go ahead, we're going to do this on the right side, meaning your right foot is on the ground and your left leg is on the ground. I like to have a nice cushion for whenever I do any of my Yin Yoga, but specifically it comes in quite handy when I am doing dragon. You can also take for extra padding, if your patella, which is your kneecap, is sensitive, you can use a folded blanket. Now get your strap ready, because we're also going to use this towards the end of this posture going into the dragon tail. So what we'll do is you make a huge loop, still in dragon. What's my target area in dragon? It's the hip flexor of the straight leg. So hip flexor, which is stomach and spleen again, right? As far as meridian points are concerned. I'm going to now just show you before we go into it. If you want to go into it, you can. To do dragon tail, you would bend that back foot and you would loop your foot into it. And if you have a long strap, you just put it around your arm and you just kind of relax your leg back into it. And so you're having a double stretch here, which is, come on into it, which is the hip flexor and the quad. And that is, of course, working on this wonderful stomach and spleen meridian. But it's also just a really juicy stretch. Seeing if you can relax the left leg into this. If you don't have a long enough strap and it's bothering you that you can't do that, you could just make a loop and hold on with your hand. It's just a little more difficult to do it that way and requires more balance. If you have the longer strap, you can just hook it around your shoulder. Again, we want to be in moderate stretches in the yin poses. So if you are feeling that this is too intense, then you can just take the leg down and just allow yourself to be in the dragon. Dragon is plenty, but that was like a double whammy of a stretch there to have both at the same time. That was 3 minutes. So what we're going to do, gracefully coming out, we're going to just go on to the other side. Is back, the knee is on the floor, right knee, left foot. I'm in dragon, gonna do this for 3 minutes. I'm using a block. You may not need a block. You might be able to just be in dragon by having your hands on the bent leg. Some people like to engage. You might want to, if you liked that stretch through the upper abdomen, you could place your hands clasped behind your back again. You also then get more of a lumbar spine engagement, but just being an up dragon is going to have that lumbar spine engagement. So we're having a target area mainly of the hip flexor, also the lumbar spine, the lower back. So when we go into the dragon tail, and you can go ahead and slip into that at any time that you'd like, putting your left foot through the loop, and then you're bending that left leg. So you are now engaging the quad as well. It's that double stretch that's happening simultaneously that is fairly profound of the hip flexor and the quad. We hold the stretch for time. Noticing each exhale gives you that opportunity to let go and relax the body and those places and spaces in the body that are holding tension. It's a still yoga practice, yin is. We learn the art of being still in these postures, but you can still make micro adjustments. Perhaps you're wanting to have a little more intensity or less intensity. Again, if you feel that you've done enough of the quad stretch and you just want to be in that hip flexor and lumbar spine isolation, focused stretch. And bring the leg down. I just want to also state that I am noticing, I'm also feeling it in the quad of my bent leg. So the quads just get such a great stretch out of dragon. From here, we're going to do the last posture for this quick set. I told you it was going to be quick, so it's basically 3 postures. So we're going to come into Pontoon. And Pontoon is laying on your back with a block. If you have a block, that's the best prop, because you want to put it under your sacrum. And then you extend your legs, and your arms can come back or out to the side. Again, we're going to do this for 3 minutes. Just allow yourself to relax here. If you don't have a block, then you could grab a couple of hard-covered books, thicker ones. If you have a sturdy box, it would need to be sturdy though, not something that would collapse with the weight. I do encourage people to go ahead and invest in yoga blocks. They're relatively inexpensive, and there's just nothing quite like them. I've used hardcover books, but it's not quite the same, and when you have to stack them, sometimes they slip. It just, to me, it feels like a yoga mat and a yoga block are props that you need to invest in if you're going to do yoga. I have this block facing horizontal, but if I wanted a more intense stretch, I could make it vertical. It's really up to you. What's the target area here? It is the lumbar spine. This is actually seal pose, only we're laying down on our backs and doing it. So Pontoon is seal. You can take really wonderful breaths here because you're just kind of floating like a pontoon boat would, and allowing the spine to bend and get all the wonderful benefits of that stretch in a really super passive way. Again, we were talking about stomach and spleen because this back bend creates a stretch through the abdomen. That's how we're stimulating those meridians. They're a pair of meridians that, according to traditional Chinese medicine, they govern the earth element. Noticing your breath, and perhaps allowing yourself at this point with each exhale to envision feeling more and more grounded, more stable. Okay, so that was 3 minutes. We're just going to now do 1 minute of rebound, which is our final Shavasana. So let yourself lay down on the floor. And this is probably the most important pose of them all, and I know you've heard this before. Whatever is encouraging you to turn off and stop and move on with your day, we're only doing this for a minute, and now it's not even a minute left. But this is your time to be perfectly still and feel the effects of the yoga. And with your eyes closed, you just really notice. You pay attention and observe, how does my body feel right now? And follow the sensations in the body. Just focus on that. It's such a short period of time, and it allows you to really sense shifts that have happened, perhaps in energy, See, I told you it was really short. It's only a minute. So go ahead and stretch your arms over your head, your legs in the opposite direction. Hug your knees into your chest. You can roll your way up, or you can come over onto the side and push your way up. And we're going to just finish here, sitting, still acknowledging the effects of the yoga. This brief, quick set to help ground. 3 stretches. Rub your palms together. So noticing that inhale and exhale. Thank you for joining today. Please check out some of my other videos. I have yoga demo videos that explain all the postures we did here today in way more detail. Have a great day or evening. Namaste, everybody.